getting up at 6:30 a.m. to drive from Pasadena to Anaheim for my residential physics and anatomy classes. I would have to do this after a long night of bartending on a Friday night. When the Saturday class was over, I would have to drive back up to Pasadena to bartend again. This was challenging for me. I'm sure all of you have stories of what you went through to complete your programs. I have to say that I enjoyed those classes, especially the company of my fellow students in Casa Loma MRI class 113. MRI, or magnetic resonance imaging, is one of the greatest medical technological advances of our time. The history of MRI spans almost a full century and began with scientists investigating the nature of matter to eventually being able to save our lives. MRI is based on a physics phenomenon discovered in the early 1900s called nuclear magnetic resonance, in which magnetic fields and radio waves cause atoms to give off tiny radio signals. The discoveries that led to the invention of MRI can be traced back to several scientists. MRI has become one of the main methods of diagnosing diseases throughout the body. It's pretty amazing. The one thing we all face as we finish up our programs is finding employment. In my MRI class, we used to compare the challenges of a new Casa Loma graduate to those of a baby sea turtle. Thank you. Watching a baby sea turtle struggle out of the nest to make its way to the water can be an emotional experience. Footprints in the sand, crabs, and driftwood are some of the obstacles. Birds, raccoons, dogs, and fish are just a few of the predators these vulnerable creatures face. Hatchlings use the natural light horizon, which is usually over the ocean, along with the white crests of waves to reach the water when they emerge from the nest. Other light sources, such as beachfront lighting, street lights, lights from cars, campfires, and so on, can lead hatchlings in the wrong direction. This is known as disorientation. Disorientation can result in death from exposure or from predators. If the hatchlings successfully make it down the beach and reach the surf, they begin what is called a swimming frenzy, which may last for several days in intensity and duration. The swimming frenzy gets hatchlings away from the dangerous nearshore waters where predators lie. They spend their first 5 years of their lives in unattached seaweed, which gives them plenty of shelter and food. After many years in the ocean, they may go on to reach adulthood. Comparably speaking, I'd say that we all have successfully hatched right here on our graduation day. It's up to us to continue to work hard despite the obstacles along the way, and we can do it. We were required to read the poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley for one of our classes, to which I found extremely inspiring. And I'd like to read that now. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond the place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. To quote Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, founder of Agape Spiritual Center in Culver City, I believe that you're great, that there's something magnificent about you, regardless of what's happened in your life, regardless of how young or how old you think you might be. Now this I know for sure. I'd like to thank Amy Allen, who's not here tonight, the director of MRI at Casa Loma College, for everything she does. We at MRI are all very fortunate to have her on our side. I'd also like to thank my fiancée, Anne, for her continual love and support. To quote best-selling author Lisa Nichols, every single moment you've been through, every single moment you've come through, were all to prepare you for this moment right now. Imagine what you can do from this day forward with what you now know. What will you do with the moment? How will you seize the moment? No one else can dance your dance, no one else can sing your song, and no one else can write your story. Who you are, what you do, begins right now. You can do anything you set your mind to. Congratulations, Casa Loma class of 2011. God bless and good luck.